Peace, my family, and we're all back to all. And those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time, welcome. This your girl, the butterfly, and we about to take off. What's why? Just want to send you all that good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right and that good 9. How y'all feeling today? Hope you guys most definitely moving in your higher natures and cleansing the lows. Came here today to share another clip from my master teacher's book called What is Spirit and Soul, and it continues. This certainly will help you on this good journey with them. So with that being said, let's get started. Question: do animals have a soul? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. Animals appear to show emotions from one another, yet they don't sit down and write letters. This is because they're acting on pure animal instinct. They treat you nice when there's something in it for them. That's survival. There's a big difference between instinct and survival. Your cat or dog doesn't really love you. Just stop feeding them for a week and see what they'll do to you. They'll eat you. We tend to forget that humans are animals also. When you were only a few weeks in the womb, you had gills and a cock's tail and looked like a tadpole. The first stages of life was your evolution out of the water, then to man, which is why we still have our webs between our fingers and scales, which we call ash when our skin becomes dry from the lack of our body being in water. Those who breastfeed their babies are warm-blooded animals or villains. Those who chose to bottle feed are cold-blooded or reptilians. Amphibians literally mean 2 lives. Amphibians spend part of their time or part of their lives in water, breathing by gills after a time. They usually develop lungs and go out on land. The body temperature of the animal remains consistent even if the temperature of its surroundings change. So that is the end of his answer. So let's go on. Question: are there human reptilians? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. Yes. But only the elite of the reptilian, called Dracos, can take on human form and have bred children that reside within you. They are everywhere and can go anywhere and exist in all galaxies and universes. They are like the Klingons in the movie called Star Trek. You can't reason with them. They are cocky and troublemakers. Let's go on. Reptiles, a class of vertebrates that consists of snakes, lizards, turtles, alligators, crocodiles. Their body temperature changes with the temperature of their surroundings. As cold-blooded animals, they're emotionless, acting without consideration. Their body temperature isn't internally regulated. It's controlled by the environment. This is why Zuan or Anzu, who was Iblis Satan or Hassan Satan or Hasatan Drago Nakash, was called a serpent in Genesis 3:1 because he was a cold-blooded reptilian who came to Hua and gained the enclosed garden, which is Eve. And I quote, "Now the serpent was more supple than any beast of the field." This reptilian came to inform this newly created being that the Elohim Hakael had lied when he told them that they would instantly die if they ate of the fruit. So he was called rebellious because he disagreed with other Elohim and Anunnaki about their purpose for creating man. A reptile loses and sheds the skin and is likened to those humans whose skin peels easily. And so that right there was the end of his answer. So let's go on to the next question. How people of the physical world been able to leave and enter the spiritual world? Question. Let's repeat that question. Have people of the physical world been able to leave and enter the spiritual world? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. Yes. What you call being able to leave and enter the spiritual world is just transforming from one state to another. In the 24th chapter of Genesis, it states that Enoch, son of Jared, did not die. God took him, and I quote, "Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him." When it says God took him, they're talking about Enoch being taken into Nibiru and put into one of the biospheres, which he thought was paradise. However, he had to be taken to Orion first because he could not go to Nibiru in the state. Humans have to be put in an atmosphere unit, as I said before. Other prophets who lived on Nibiru are Moses, Elijah, Ezekiel, John the Baptist. Let's put it this way. All the people who are considered spiritual live in Nibiru. There are beings from other galaxies that come in and out of this planet all the time. The Elohim and Anunnaki actually have to clone themselves to live on this planet because it's not conclusive to their living standards. And so let's go on. Question, how is this done? And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. Again, there is nothing spooky or mystical about it. This is done simply by using the inner senses. There are two ways to ascend from the physical plane. Number one, when the body rises the vibrations of the physical body up to the level of the spirit and soul. Then continue to rise the vibrations until one can pass through the etheric cord freely, taking the physical body with it. Genesis 5:24. And then it's number two, leaving the body and only allowing the spirit and soul to ascend. Ascension to the spiritual plane can only be completed by those pure in heart and well disciplined. The etheric cord extends like a rubber tube, allowing the spirit to carry the soul through it as a passageway or tunnel. No one can travel at all without the etheric cord, for it is the umbilical cord to the spirit, and nothing or anything, it says, and anything that has to do with the spirit when one dies, the cord between the spiritual body and the physical body is cut. Like the umbilical cord between the mother and the child is cut as in childbirth. And so it goes on. And cutting of the etheric cord introduces the person to a new independent life, leaving the physical body to return to the dust. And this is what is called life after death. So let's go on. Question. When people ascend to the spiritual plane, is it during sleep hours? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. The physical body appears to be in a slumber or in a trance during the hours of sleep. It is quite easy to ascend accidentally. Sleep is the time when the spiritual body can act freely upon the physical body, drawing the spirit and soul upward. And sleep is also the time when one is apt to receive spiritual impressions. So that's the end of his answer. And so, I'm going to keep it short today. And again, this is something that is encouraged for you to do and check out for yourself, to do your own self-study and get to know more of this realm and the spiritual realms and the world around you and who you are and your identity. So, this most certainly will help. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Know that you are loved beyond this world. Again, begin to spread this love. That love frequency inside of you, because it's inside of us all. We first have to begin to start to care once again for one another, like you care for yourself. Because deep down, you care for yourself at some point. And yes, sometimes you may check out. But again, deep down, outside of everything that we experience in this room, deep down, there's love there, and deep down, we know you care. And that's it right there. So, I'm going to leave it at that, family. Release. I'm Master Teacher Dr. Malachi L. Peace. Salam. I should. And